Here we go.
F1nn5ter subreddit is mad at you for the E thing?
F1nn5ter subreddit is mad at Vaush, and that necessarily means that Vaush's subreddit is probably mad at F1nn5ter.
Wait, they're mad at this? Vaush on F1nn5ter. I said F1nn5ter is almost certainly on estrogen. He's got really smooth skin, so he must be on estrogen. I don't know, sounds like a skill issue. Has he never seen a male bodybuilder? Smooth skin is just the result of washing, shaving, moisturizing regularly. That is...
Okay, so here's the problem, right? F1nn5ter's hormone regimen, or lack thereof, is kind of none of your business, right? Now, it's bad enough when somebody, that is like, I wonder if you're on estrogen, right? I think we all recognize that as being, inappropriate. That's a bit of a boundary breach, right? But Vaush isn't your friend. Vaush isn't just some random person in a conversation, right? With a limited number of people listening. Vaush has got a lot of people listening, right? So yeah, I don't think that Finn's community appreciates, Finn being discussed in these ways, right? It's kind of none of Vaush's business, right? Why does he think does he think that all femboys are his business? Yeah, wasn't there a meme if Vaush, I think President Sunday when he did the Haas debate, his thumbnail said something like Vaush had a shirt that said FBI on it. It was Femboy Body Inspector. I don't know. It's he does kind of feel entitled. Nabil, thank you for encouraging people to actually listen to marginalized communities. Too many people are like Vaush and don't listen to a single person. Yeah, and listening to marginalized communities might save you from ending up with poo-poo on your face. And I feel like Vaush, I think he stepped in the poo-poo, I think he slipped in the poo-poo, and I think now he's got poo-poo on his face. So, listening to trans people might be in your best interest, Vaush, just saying.
Not always true.
Some cis men have naturally smooth skin, just like some cis women can have rough skin. True, yeah, I don't know,
Not a big fan of Vaush. He doesn't know Finn at all, yet immediately comes up with an opinion. He does the same on almost every other stuff. Wait.
So, here's the funny thing, right? Here's the funny thing. Caffles was trying to use Finn as kind of like a football, right? Of Finn's on my side. Finn agrees with me. Poly people, anti GNC. I don't know what else she called Polly. She called Polly a bunch of stuff that doesn't apply. Polly always gets the bad faith insults, the bad faith characterizations, right? Polly got called a reactionary just for being in my YouTube chat the other day, right? So yeah, we don't like to see Polly get hit with disingenuous slime, but that's exactly what happens all the freaking time. You're unfamiliar with Vaush? He's just a debate bozo, right? He's just a debate bozo. Unfortunately, most people are very familiar with Vaush, and he has way too much influence on the left, including in the issues of trans rights and stuff. And so, look, I don't hate anybody. I definitely don't want anybody getting harassed. I don't support that. All right, this isn't about hate, but this is about these people staying in their lanes a little bit more, or listening to trans people, right? Because what they do is they come into the room with their fingers in their ear and they go no. They don't want to hear anything, right? And they got these big brain takes that they've lodged out in their heads, and they're gonna tell the trans community how to pursue our own liberation. No, thank you. No, thank you. No hate, but no thank you, right? So, I mean, that's where I'm at, right? It's because of Polly's outfits are cute. They are incredibly cute. Yeah, Polly's outfits are adorable. They are jealous and want to put her down. I like the stripe. I haven't seen the striped socks, actually. Polly has striped socks? I gotta spend more time in Polly's chat. That's it.
What? Wait, what? It's so weird when communities that I don't engage with are—
Reverse Blair White Polly. They act like that's a bad thing. Polly's the opposite of Blair White. That sounds pretty cool to me.
Mad at me with pre-existing— all I said, I've seen what Finn's body looks like. He posts it on Twitter. Okay. Why are they— how am I supposed to do research on whether he's taken estrogen?
Look, I don't think you have to do research on, like I said, Finn's estrogen regimen or lack thereof, okay? But, looks like he's on estrogen is just a little bit of a boundary cross, right? And yeah, look, if you say something about no comment chick, right? If you speculate on I don't know, my surgical status or some like that, right, you're gonna get no comment chick fans mad at you. All right, right. If somebody's like acting like that about, you know, something like that, right, you would stand up for me, right? But you know, I've got a limited size community compared to Finster. Compared to somebody who regularly has like, you know, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 people in their chat, right? This is like, you know, so yeah, you know, if you start speculating about Finster, then the Finster stands are gonna let you know. Looks like that did. Yeah, like reverse Blair White. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's a complete reverse Blair White, but just like, you know, Blair White bad, Polly good. I think that works out pretty well, right? It's like Ben Shapiro that pretends to be one of okay, like I want to be real cautious, or I want to be real nuanced about this, right? Because you don't get nuance from these people, right? It's you know, everything is like a false dichotomy fallacy, right? With these people, it's one way or the other. It's 0 or it's 1, right? But I will say that there are a lot of takes that Vaush has that seem like he's internalized some beliefs that Ben Shapiro has. Now, did he get those from Ben Shapiro? Did he get those somewhere else? Did he logic those out in his brain? I don't know. Did he come up with them independently? That's almost more of a self-report if it's that, right? But he calls people woke scolds. That's literally a Ben Shapiro insult, woke scolds, right? He criticizes people for being woke. What we have here is like an anti-SJW leftist thought leader, and that should be a little bit troubling. And here we can pause and recognize that people don't need that info. Yeah, like whose business is it? It's Finster's business. Right? If Finster wants to talk about it, Finster can talk about it. There might not be anything to talk about. And like the assumptions like this is how you slip in the doo-doo, and then doubling down on it is how you fall in the doo-doo and you get doo-doo on your face, and now you're a big doo-doo head. And that's not great, right? He literally used the R slur, says he's fine with the N. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff about this community. I don't want to put it on his community. It's about him. You know, the fish rots from the head down. And here we've got a pretty rotten fish head sitting in that gamer chair, being a bad take machine for all the world to see. So I don't know what to say except for to, you know, spend a little time deconstructing, debunking, etc. It's praxis.
I really don't think it's cool to insinuate something like this
praxis.
Just because they look pretty or have smooth skin. Why are they calling it an insult? Wait. Oh yeah, Finn looks really feminine and smooth. He's probably on estrogen. I don't think it's appropriate to suggest something like that. Well,
he's used to picking on people that are just like small accounts on Twitter or small streamers or whatever. He's used to picking on people where there's no repercussion. You can say anything you want about No Comment Chick. You can say anything you want about poly people, right? And if you're Vaush, if you're Keffels, maybe you don't hear any backlash, right? Maybe you know, like our communities are small enough to where you're not hearing the backlash, and we don't have a great big overlap in our community, so there's, you know, some chance you're not going to get the backlash. But when you call out, when you speculate on you know, personal matters in Finster's life, yeah, you might get some backlash. Yeah, it's not appropriate. True. Why do we even need to worry about it, Vaush? Yeah, exactly.
Smooth skin is such a funny way to accuse someone of being well, someone's never heard of twinks. Vaush is pan and has absolutely heard of twinks, which is what makes this so much worse. What?
Its head
Why
is exploding.
Bad? I'm sorry.
Wait.
Is there like?
Wait, you don't understand this. You don't understand this. I am entitled to the bodies of people like Finster, right? I think that's what we're getting from Vaush. I think we're just getting like entitlement here, right? Is it giving entitlement? I feel like it is. It's not okay to speculate on people's transitions. A lot of people don't appreciate that, right? Famously, Abigail of Philosophy Tube was not appreciative of people, you know, speculating on her transition before it happened, even though, you know, she did end up transitioning, like, right? It didn't feel great to have that kind of, you know, personal part of your life, like, drug out in front of everybody. Can y'all read that at all? I can't read it. We're just gonna have to have Vaush read it for us, unless somebody wants to link me to the Twitter thread itself.
Like some standard here that I violate? Like, is there like a pact?
Yeah, no, it's called human decency. Is there some standard that I violated? A little bit.
Pact in the Finster community where like, yeah, this is all natural testosterone.
Oh my god, Yokio says HIPAA. HIPAA. It's a little something called HIPAA.
They don't consider the same as if you said a bodybuilder was on T. I accuse
Health Information Protection Act of America, right?
muscular people being on testosterone all the time. Tons of muscular people take steroids. I probably will if I ever get super beefy. Why?
Okay, so he's talking about like a discourse that goes on in the bodybuilder community, right? Where like a lot of times bodybuilders will see another bodybuilder and they'll be like, I don't think this guy's natty. I don't think natty means all natural. It means, like, in other words, you're not on the sauce, you're not on the juice, you're not on the hot sauce, right? You're not using steroids.
Finster is the only femboy. I hope you guys know there's like a 99.9% chance that Finster, at the very least, is on estrogen. I'm not saying Finster isn't a guy.
This is the initial clip. Okay.
Their HRT femboy is a real thing, all right? I'm just saying.
I mean, look, it's fine to talk about like the phenomenon of, HRT femboys. Nobody's like, mad at Vaush for that. But this is Finster, and yeah, if you cross the boundaries on Finster, you're gonna hear back from Finster's community, right? A reminder that Rule 3 applies here in particular because of no politics. Oh, they've got a no politics clause. Interesting. They're not a political community. They're mostly like a gaming community. They're also a Finster is cute community, and you can't argue with that, right? He's got really smooth skin, so he must be on estrogen. I don't know. It sounds like a skill issue to me. Okay, so has he never seen a male bodybuilder? Smooth skin is just a result of washing, shaving, moisturizing regularly. Yeah, it can be. It absolutely can be. Wow. Okay, so it looks like I don't know if these are Vaush people. Like Vaush did show this thread, so like when a streamer does that. Like when I showed the thread, the where Vaush Ray showed me on stream yesterday, some people from my community jumped into that thread, and some of those Vaush people got a little pushback that they weren't expecting. Right now, I would never expect you to jump into a thread like that. All right, when we're dealing with a Vaush thread. Like, this is Finster's community, so it's a little different. But when we're dealing with a Vaush thread, dealing with a Zan thread, dealing with a Keffels thread, or anything like that, especially, the more intersections of marginalization you have, the more inhuman that you're going to get treated by these people. So do take care of yourself. I never want anybody, to put themselves in danger for me. And I hope that was clear in the Vaush thread. Like there's some people in there that just are Vaush stans, and they'll argue with you, they'll be a little toxic with you, and there's probably some people that are a little bit worse, right? And that like they'll take it way too far, right? So yeah, just a warning on that. But yeah, so when Vaush shows this on his stream, there's gonna probably be some Vaush people that jump in here and try to defend their parasocial daddy, their parasocial clout daddy. Yeah, the amount of trans harassment in Vaush's clout network isn't worth it sometimes. Yeah, that's exactly why. Like, look, I'm a streamer, I've got a platform, okay, I'm gonna be all right. I appreciate it when people jump in there, when I'm being like lied about or whatever, but just do it at your own risk. Understand what you're getting into, and understand that I'm not gonna like look down on you for not doing that, especially if you're somebody that like, I mean, their big thing in Vaush's community is that they're toxic to especially like black people, especially like POC. They will be extremely toxic too. So yeah, I would never want to put somebody in their line of fire, their line of vision, under their crosshairs. So yeah, this is the Guardian saying Vaush is panned, so they obviously have, he actually has heard of Twinks. Makes it worse. And that made Vaush's head explode a little bit. It's not cool to insinuate that someone is something like this, but just because they look pretty or have smooth. Yeah, it's just not appropriate for somebody to be getting into like crossing that sort of personal line, right? Nobody appreciates being speculated like that about, right? What is the problem exactly? I don't understand why it's taken as an accusation or an insult. I mean, it's not that, it's just none of his business. That's it, right? It's not a denigration. It's not an insult. It's not anything wrong against, people who do, take estrogen. But yeah, it's just none of Vaush's business, right? People can do whatever they want. Yeah, well, I mean, look, this is the internet. That's true. You can do whatever you want. And, people will react to what you do, what you say, especially if you're a big streamer like Vaush. in ways that are beyond your control. So like Vaush seems to be upset with the kind of reaction that he's got. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. This is a predictable outcome of overstepping a boundary. I'm not a big fan of Vaush. He doesn't know Finn at all, yet he immediately comes up with that opinion. Yeah, so exactly. Wait until you hear his opinion on any video game. Might as well be a new serial called Oops, All Bad Takes. Oh, yeah, Vaush is kind of getting destroyed here. He has smooth skin, so he must be on estrogen. Damn, Vaush always got to have some of the worst takes just sprinkled in between. Yeah, I mean, that's the cereal that he's serving, right? Oops, all bad takes. For the love of God, this is ridiculous. Teach your sons how to take care of their skin. Finn's community roasting him, and I am living for this. So yeah, this is quite the roast. Vaush strikes again. Didn't realize Finboy Natty. Yeah, this is Natty or Not. This is kind of Natty or Not, except the thing with Natty or Not is I feel like that, I don't know. What's up, Stova? We normally roast him enough on his own channel. Okay. Wait, are you saying this as a Vaush channel aficionado, or are you saying this as like a Finn channel aficionado that spends some time in the Vaush community? Moisturizer. Yes, moisturizer. I mean, if you're saying about Vaush's community, that is true. Some people in Vaush's community have unironically better takes than Vaush, right? And yet they stay. I don't know. That's I guess that's a them problem. We roast Finn all the time. His mods are the worst. Wait, I don't know where anybody's coming from. So, you know, if you could, you know, if that's pertinent, just like identify that. Finn's community. Oh, you're Finn's head mod. Well, welcome. Oh, I recognize your name. Yeah, so yeah, like this is a little, so what would you say about this? Like, for me, I feel like it crosses a line. I feel like it is a boundary issue, and that it belies a little bit of entitlement on Vaush's part, right? Oh my God, we got a Vaush fan in the thread. As a very big Vaush fan, I disagree strongly with what he said here. Finster does look a good bit different when he's not under the grace of the camera angles, lighting, etc. But also, what we fail to remember is that sometimes Finn is we fail to remember. Well, I mean, like, yeah, okay, so granted, there are a lot of factors in like how your skin looks, right? I just don't see how this is like a defense of Vaush. Yeah, it's not an issue. Like, you know, if so, like, that's the whole thing. It's like, if somebody's on estrogen or they're not on estrogen, that's their business. I'm currently his favorite mod. Oh my God, do we have a mod fight? I think the basic respect is not to speculate about people's hormones unless they bring it up and want to disclose or talk about it. Yeah, and I mean, this has been an issue before. We've seen people like, you know, this is why I really try to discourage like the egg discourse, right? Some people, you know, like, so some people transition, some people do not transition, right? It's kind of like their business. And you've got people like Philosophy Tube, you know, who end up transitioning and then say that they didn't really appreciate people like speculating about it before, right? It's not an easy thing to go through, and you know, it's a very sensitive time, and so people, you know, turning your potential transition into discourse is just not appreciated. Like, I get that as public figures, we're gonna get talked about, but this is different, right, than just some people talking about somebody, which, you know, again, crossing a boundary. But when a streamer crosses a boundary, right, it's a little bit bigger of a deal, right? And I think that's why people are reacting here. Vaush is just completely at a loss of like, wait, did I do something wrong? Is there some unspoken pact in Finn's community? Like, what did I do? Like, right, he can't figure it out. And it's like, well, like, you're just acting a little entitled, right? You know, you're not entitled to like that kind of personal stuff about a person, right? That's the egg thing is in Finn's chat, it's just a joke, but I can see, yeah, I'm like, it's different if somebody appreciates it and you know, it becomes a joke and it's like a mutually appreciated sort of thing. Yeah, it's more like a, And like I said, this is more of a big deal for streamers, right? Than like chat. Like I said, chat's gonna talk about what chat's gonna talk about, right? You know, Vaush is a large streamer with a large platform, and so him kind of speculating about Finn, I feel like that's on a different scale. It's a joke that's been going on for years with Finn. He did add an egg emote. Okay. You can't make assumptions about people's medical choices, especially if you're just making ignorant, uninformed claims based on stereotypes. And I think the big thing that Vaush doesn't get, right, is I feel like he's used to speculating about people with smaller communities, right? Streamers with smaller communities, random accounts on Twitter, people who, if there is any pushback, if there is any backlash against what he says, he's not gonna feel that, right? Like if he talks about me, if he talks about Polly, you know, if he talks about like, you know, whoever, right? He's not gonna hear back about that. Whereas if he talks about Finster, now you're getting to a streamer of, you know, some considerable size. So yeah, you know, this is gonna prompt a little bit of a roasting, I would say this is a mild roasting too, right? Nobody's going hard, nobody's being mean. This is just a mild little roasting, and like there's a little bit of like being incensed about this is somewhat justified, right? That managed to be offensive to trans women, cross-dressing men who naturally look feminine and androgynous, and men who simply take a lot of care of their skin. It's kind of an accomplishment, isn't it? Yeah. Look, I'm gonna have to follow this. I'm gonna have to follow this R Finster, this subreddit, right? This is good. He's a Finn truther. Oh my god, is that a thing? Vaush is up there with Andrew Tate, post 2022, Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, and Chat GP. Oh, that's what he's watching. He's watching. Yo, should we watch some of that too? I've seen some funny Chat GBTs of it's always like Biden, Trump, and George W. Bush. A Finn truther. That's new to me. Okay, so that's not an established thing yet. Oh, thank you for coming in here too. Stovamar, I can't pronounce anybody's name, but if I mispronounce your name, that means you're extra cool. So extra cool points for Stovamar, and thank you for coming in here and giving out a gift sub. Okay, so yeah, let's finish the Vaush reaction to his roasting by Finster's subreddit.
Yeah, Vaush media takes are bad? What media? I just accused a femboy of being on E. What does that mean?
Oh, well, I really appreciate you coming by, like, considering how busy you must be. I know, I've never really modded, but I've talked to some mods, and yeah, the bigger the stream, the tougher the job is. So I understand that you all have a tough job to do, and you got to get back to it. Thank you so much for spending some time here. Nonetheless.
What does that mean?
Vaush also has bad takes on CalArts, right?
Vaush has a history.
He unironically believes that the CalArts style is a thing, right?
History of being
it's been debunked.
Awful human being. What does it mean? What the fuck?
It means this, Vaush. You've got a sizable anti-fandom, right? You've made an impression on a lot of people, and most of those impressions are not good. And it also means that people don't appreciate having somebody they care about discussed in a way that crosses boundaries like that. So that's all it is.
What? Okay, you should try talking to Finster. I don't have enough clout to talk to Finster. His community thought he was on estrogen in the past too. Test since then to show his testosterone.
Wait, I couldn't see who followed.
Normal. If you just said that to me, then I'd be like, oh, cool. He's just like really feminine then. Why is it a big deal? If I just.
Did Vaush just admit that Polly has more clout than Vaush? I think that's what he admitted, right? I can't talk to Finster. I don't know. Finster seems pretty cool. Seems pretty approachable. And as I remember, it was a really good conversation too.
Couldn't you just
pretty
be like,
chill?
No. Hey, I think he's on.
Like, I appreciate that. Look, I get challenged by these debate bozos all the time. Come on my stream if you have an opinion that runs contrary to mine. Come on my stream and debate me. They're entitled to that too, right? And I mean, I'm not saying that I would never debate someone. I'm not saying that I don't want to talk to people that I disagree with, right? But I generally try to prioritize productive conversations. I had a very productive, very interesting, very enjoyable conversation with Kid Bandit just the other day. Before that, we had Ferociously Steph on Bird Brains. Before that, we had Soul Bunny on Bird Brains, right? Conversations like that I really enjoy, right? So I'm a streamer. I do a lot of React content. I have plenty of content. There's more content than I can actually get to. There's things that I let go, that I don't have time to talk about, that I wish I had, right? So if you're gonna kind of get in line, you need to be somebody that I think I can have a productive conversation with, right? So yeah, like, I mean, we've seen what happens when like somebody like Sansol, comes on and wants to talk to me, and it's just like all he wants is drama. All he wants is to be seen as arguing with the evil NCC, and I don't think that's productive. Poly People has all the clout. That's right, all clout comes from Poly. All of the clout that I have stems from the fact that I am a Poly People orbiter. That's true. That's unironically true. He says that like it's the first time that someone told him his media takes were bad. Yo, there is definitely.
We did it. Okay. You think you'd take it as a compliment, like as a femboy, like, no, I'm just naturally this.
We orbit each other, right? Poly and I, right?
Feminine. Well, okay. They're literally treating it like a bodybuilder getting a.
Look, we talk about clout networks. We talk about like the Vaush clout network. We talk about the Destiny clout network. We talk about, all kinds of streamers. When a streamer's big, they tend to pull in a lot of people that are willing to kind of support them uncritically in order to get the, secondhand clout from the streamer, right? That's usually how that works. But what if there was a clout network, but no clout, no definite clout daddy mommy, right? What if there was a clout network that was a little bit more horizontal than the rest of them, right? That may be what we're creating here. Somebody needs to slap the horse out of Vaush's mouth. Indeed. Woke Skull Donut. Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, well, we got through that. I mean, that was a nice little roasting. I don't think that, like, they weren't going too hard on Vaush. They were annoyed. They have every right to be annoyed. But, it was just a good-natured little roasting. And I'm not going to try to make too much of it. I will say that, like, you do have what we've learned here, and it's not really learned, it's just like reinforced our pre-existing conception that Vaush has got entitlement when it comes to certain people's bodies, right? And that was just more of Vaush showing his entitlement, not a Lucy level roast. Yeah, no, if Lucy roasts you, you get absolutely destroyed, right? But unless Lucy decides like halfway through that you're actually cool, because you think Lucy is cool too. Vaush is like one of those nice guys who get mad when women don't take their comments as a compliment. He just said, you'd think that they, oh yeah, no, it's exactly like that. It's exactly like that. You'd think that they would take that as a compliment. Yeah, but you're overstepping your bounds and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. Such a mutually supportive clout network sounds dangerously close to healthy. I don't like it. I know it's dangerous. It's dangerous for sure. Well, I mean, here's the thing, okay? So the effect of the clout network, right? The effect of the Vaush clout network, the effect of the Destiny clout network, the effect of Twitch politics, right? Which you might call the Chud clout network. I don't know. Can we call should we, is that fair? Is that appropriate? To call it the Chud clout network? That does seem to be the streamer that they're all kind of orbiting around over there on Twitch poll. Is that right? Is it a Chud clout network? But the effect of these clout networks is this, right? They reinforce their own viewpoints, the viewpoints of Vaush, right, through people like Zaderhold, Demon Mama, etc., right? The viewpoints of Destiny through people like Not So Erudite. I don't know who are I don't pay attention to Destiny these days. I don't even know who the orbiters are, but Destiny's orbiters, in general, will kind of reinforce his viewpoint. And part of doing that is to push people who disagree to the margins, marginalize other viewpoints, right? And when you've got somebody as reactionary as Vaush, that marginalization, the effect of that, right, is to make the left less left, to make the left more Ben Shapiro, to make the left more anti-SJW, right? To make the left less woke, right? That's the effect of it, right? And I would say that's not a good thing. I would say that there's some problems with that, right? And those problems can be addressed through mutual support, like the kind of support that myself, Zara, Shakespeare, Polly, Cryptid Mage, Nabil, Amanda Panda Sensei, and so many more that I'm invariably gonna be forgetting about now, even though I shouldn't be, because I always forget important things, chat. Sometimes the most important thing.
The next day.
Right, so I got to meet two of Finster's mods on Thursday. Oh my god, I'm mispronouncing. Moya. Stovamore. Yeah, Stovamore was the other Finster mod. Oh, and somebody bought a gift sub for Finster too last time. It turns out Moya has a YouTube channel where clips of Finster get placed. And I ran into one of these clips of Finster, probably because I was looking at stuff about Finster before. Let's see, if you were more able to get his humor, you feel like Finn would be a cool person to chill with. Yeah, Finn's mods seem really cool. Why does Vaush even care? Yeah, well, it's none of his business, right? It's none of Vaush's business.
I hope you guys know there's like a 99.9% chance that Finster, at the very least, is on Estrogen. I'm not saying Finster isn't a guy, but Finster got some smooth skin.
Can you hear this okay?
Is a real thing, all right? I'm just saying.
Okay, no offense, but absolutely colossal skill issue, Vaush. I'm so sorry. Listen, salicylic acid, cleanser, niacinamide, reduces like acne and like a good moisturizer, shave, B22. I don't know. I'm sorry. Don't like these are just things you may not have heard of. It's absolutely a skill issue, Vaush. I'm so sorry. Having said that, that's retinol.
So if you didn't hear what Vaush said, Vaush is basically like, Finn's skin is smooth. Well, you know that HRT femboys are a thing. I think there's a 99.99% chance that Finn's on estrogen, right? And it's just like, A, that's none of your business, and B, no, like Finn said, this is a skill issue. I mean, to a certain extent, right? I mean,
well, yeah, that's hilarious.
So we get a little skincare advice from Finster as well.
Like makeup, that's a thing.
Vaush is, yeah, there's some chance that Vaush is being creepy. There's a pretty good chance that Vaush is being creepy here. But yeah, that's what it was, okay? The skill issue, according to Finster. Vaush does not understand basic skincare. No, like I don't know. It's also like, to me I mean, like Finn's got a, Finn's got to clap back, right? But I mean, I just think it was a boundary breach that wasn't appreciated. And like that's why Finn's community reacted the way that they did. And Finn is just kind of playing to the crowd as far as, okay, if Vaush is gonna make a statement, a silly statement like he did, then this is gonna become a skill issue for Vaush. So yeah, that's what went on there. It's my Patreon. I would like to thank all of my Patreons. Ooh, they are objectively better people than either you or I. Unless they are you, in which case, ooh. They get to view the videos before you, so they've already seen this and hit like and left a comment and joined and became a member and all sorts of other cool stuff. They hit the bell for notifications. If you'd like to join them in the land of tomorrow, watching videos early and all, you can sign up for my Patreon too. The link is in the description, ooh.